Greetings once again, spacefaring adventurers. Duuz-Diz-Din back again with another chapter of Eden Zero. But the last chapter was the initial clash between Void and Shiki, where Void pretty much during the fight laid it all out on the line. Why he was doing what he was doing, his raison d'etre as it were. And he knows that by eliminating Mother, humanity will fall soon afterward. He sees, well, humanity as a blight, overly emotional and overly destructive. Their existence will be the doom of the cosmos, which really does explain ultimately the robot-focused future that the would-be Ziggy Shiki and the deceased Rebecca ended up in, with Void obviously not knowing that his actions would actually lead to the extinction of robot kind as well. And of course Shiki comes in with his argument about humanity's love and passion ultimately being the thing that will win out in the future. But as Shiki goes into his overdrive mode and tries to get one over on Void, Void actually proves to be a little bit too much. And as Void goes in for the coup de grace, who should arrive but none other than Ziggy? An arrival that I was actually kind of waiting for, as in a universe where so many of our loved ones are still alive, and the events that led to the possession and then death of Ziggy in the previous universe never having happened, of course he was gonna show up. But will this be a repeat of the loss that Shiki experienced previously, or will Ziggy be the edge needed to save Mother? Join me as I find out, won't you? Alright, Eden Zero Chapter 267, Mother and Child. I have to wonder, I shouldn't even ask if there's a greater meaning behind that besides, mother, and just ambiguous child in general. It's definitely referencing something. And a nice little image of Rebecca having her photo taken in some garden. Nothing overly spectacular about it. It's just a very charming image. Alright, and so we see Shiki floating in space. Before him, Ziggy and Void face off. And behind Void, Mother gleaming in the distance. As Shiki looks upon Ziggy's face, he is stunned, asking, "What? But Grandpa, how are you here?" Rebecca also questions, "Ziggy? He's alive?" And Pino also calls out to Ziggy, but Ziggy tells them, "I don't have time to tell the whole story. Go to Mother." He points in her direction. Shiki's taken off guard, questioning, "Huh?" But Void shouts, "He will not be going anywhere." Ooh. Suddenly Void erects a force field around the three of them. Are Rebecca, Happy, and Pino encased in it as well? But Happy calls out, questioning, "A protection matrix?" And Pino says it's far too big. But then Ziggy does something, and the protection matrix shatters. Void is obviously shaken by this. As Shiki calls out, "It shattered?" Suddenly, Ziggy rushes in and clashes with Void, the two parrying each other's attacks, getting some robot-on-robot violence. As Ziggy grapples with Void, he calls out, "Hurry, Shiki, go!" And as Shiki depowers from his overdrive, tears well up in his eyes as he says, "But Grandpa, I can't believe you're alive." Ziggy continues to clash with Void, and not looking at Shiki, he says, "You always were a crybaby. Didn't the mayor of Grand Bell tell you?" Shiki then recalls the mayor's words. "This planet has an abundance of ether. We're set to last another 1,000 years at least." Shiki is shocked, and Rebecca realizes, saying, "Now that you mention it." Happy smiles, saying, "Oh yeah, he said Ziggy made a device that recycles ether." And Pino cheers, saying, "Then that means Master Ziggy never died." Exactly. Did I call that out when we just up and left Grand Bell? I think it's kind of easy to understand because Shiki just resigned that Ziggy was gone, thinking that the only way that Ziggy would come back was through the possession of Void, and he didn't want that. But I don't think he ever really understood what had happened. That's the only explanation I can give. Otherwise, it's just like, Shiki, why wasn't the first place you went to check on where Ziggy was? But Ziggy simply says, "Exactly," and Shiki joyfully wipes away his tears. As she says, "It's true. Everyone can be happy here in Universe Zero." Ziggy then calls out, "But if you don't get to Mother now, and this world will end like the rest of them. Shiki calls out, so let's fight together. If we just beat Void, Mother will be saved. Ziggy then tells him, you don't understand, Shiki, my boy. Oh, with or without Void, Mother is dying. Her life has already started to fade. Wait, so this is already something that's naturally occurring? How does he know that? Did Zhao Mei contact him or something? Or was that simply what was said in the future? But no, wasn't that what Ziggy was sent back to prevent? The eventual death of Mother? That made it seem like, at least to me initially, that something happened to her, not that she just simply expired. Shiki is shocked, and Void pauses. It makes me wonder, did Void not know that? Or was he here to prevent them eventually finding Mother and potentially saving her? Odd. Ziggy tells Shiki, we have a few options. Either Mother fades away on her own, or she is destroyed by Void, or Shiki, you can save her. Chosen one! Okay, I'm curious. How does Shiki save her? What is it about Shiki that means that Mother can be saved? If anything, I would have thought it would be Rebecca, with everything that's happened so far. But maybe it's something to do with gravity powers, I wonder? I mean, his gravity powers have done some kind of BS stuff, so I wouldn't be surprised. Regardless, Shiki looks towards Mother. Then he holds his hand to his chest, saying, okay, I'm on my way. You be careful, Grandpa. Ziggy gives a grin and says, who do you think I am? And then he begins to transform. Ziggy then transforms into his second form, the more menacing look that pretty much was the enemy of ours for the longest time. It's pretty badass, I gotta say. Shiki then races off, calling out, let's go, Rebecca. Rebecca calls out, okay, as she follows behind in the Leo Starfighter. And as Shiki makes his way towards Mother, he calls out, if I know Grandpa, he'll beat that guy. Naturally, Void tries to give chase, questioning, you think you have any right to approach Mother, human? But he's suddenly frozen in place by Ziggy, who tells him, you're fighting me now. And as Void looks towards him, Ziggy says, Void, or should I say, my son. I mean, in a manner of speaking, in the same way that, like, Dr. Light creates Mega Man kind of situation. Or is there something deeper behind that statement? Oh God, this isn't gonna be like, oh, you were created by me, and some elements of Rebecca, who, again, if I remember correctly, was a part of the Eden's Zero to some degree, and is like their son in a sense. Oh, that would be weird. That would be weird. Well, the two face off, not really speaking for a moment. Void holds out his hands, saying, if you know that, and you know you cannot defeat me. Ziggy says, oh, aren't we high and mighty? Void tells him, I have powers over gravity and over time. Oh my God, no, don't do this. This is, look, it took a while to come to terms with the whole Ziggy is Shiki from a Doom timeline. That's already some fuckery right there, if I'm being honest. But no. Don't do this. Don't do this. Please don't do this. If you're trying to say what I think you're trying to say, ooh, Mashima, please tread lightly with this. Cause please, Mashima. I'm scared of what you're trying to get at with this. You see the sigil for the Cat Leaper ether gear shine on his leg. Although it does kind of explain a lot of the weird stuff that's gone on with Void. If he's a relative of Rachel and Rebecca, of course he would inherit Cat Leaper. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Oh boy. Okay, here it comes. Ziggy pauses and says, so it's true. We get a flashback where Ziggy saying, I don't have any memories from my life as Shiki, but I know that there was another human stranded 20,000 years in the future, a woman, and I know that she was carrying my child in. Oh no. Oh my God, that's worse. That's even worse. Oh my God. Mashima, what the hell? Oh my God. The child had no physical form What? But came to Universe Zero as a mass of pure thought. Then, through the power of the Edens One, those thoughts gained a body? Bruh, we've gone beyond the pale. What? So the being wasn't even a fetus yet. What? A mass of pure thought. Oh, okay. This is getting into some dangerous territory that I don't feel like talking about. Void says yes. Also, I could eradicate humans from this world. I don't know what would have been better. Had he actually been, at the very least, a few months old fetus? Or that he wasn't even so much as that? Oh my god. Bruh. Okay, I had to double check that my camera's recording still, because I'm like, yo. Oh no. Oh. Oof. Hearing this, Ziggy asks, "You would kill your own mother?" And Void simply says, "That human is not my mother. Not yet." What in the sweet, hot, holy hell? Is this just essentially Mavis and Zareth and their son August from Fairy Tail? Is that what this essentially is? But she wasn't even fully conceived yet. We're talking the egg, pretty much, the fertilized egg at this point. Like, just, why is a fertilized egg talking to me right now? Oh my god, that is so wild. So that raises so many questions. So is it that it was the version of Ziggy, Shiki and Rebecca who end up being blasted to the future? Were those the only ones who essentially, let's not beat around the bush, had sex? They did the do, they bumped the naughty bits, they did the horizontal shuffle, they sheathed the sword. I can't think of any other innuendos, but I mean, what does this mean in the long run? So, was the AI inside of the Eden Zero always their child? Or is it just because Universe Zero is the universe of infinite possibilities, everyone lives, that means even a pretty much unborn in almost every sense of the word except one life. I mean, dude is essentially just a positive pregnancy test. Dude is essentially the morning sickness. You get me? But even he managed to survive and make it to Universe Zero. And I never even considered how utterly broken a child of Rebecca and Shiki would be, because Cat Leaper's inherited, and let's face it, Shiki in and of his existence is still kind of an anomaly at this point. But, I mean, I fully don't understand why Void is trying to wipe out humanity. I mean, is it simply because he was integrated with the Edens One? Or is it more than that? Oh, that raises so many questions, Mashima. Why? Why did you do this? Why did you do this? Oh man, you better go some amazing places with this, dude. Cause, dude, I would have taken it, baby was a few months in. But, I mean, that Rebecca and Shiki would have had to conceive well before the whole situation in the OI cosmos. Like, at least a little bit, or at the very least once. And man, if Shiki got it in one shot, it was a good shot, if you know what I'm saying. Oh my, it's just, but I mean, see, now the question is, have our Shiki and Rebecca, and we definitely skipped over some stuff. But on top of things, like, look, if you had told me it was the time skip Shiki and Rebecca, I'd believe it. It felt like, oh, they definitely got together at some point. But pre-time skip Shiki and Rebecca, I don't know, man. And even the Shiki and Rebecca we're traveling with now, it feels like they're one step away from being in that kind of relationship, but at the same time, it's like, I don't know. That just raises so many questions, Mashima. Why? Why you do this, Mashima? Oh man. And because of this union, the power of space and time, fight your child. Oh my god. Why this? Oh, that's so complicated. Oh, look, I mean, Mashima was on record saying that he came up with the whole plot of this series, beginning to end ahead of time. Although there are things that he's changed here and there along the way. I have to ask, was this something he always planned for? Because it really doesn't feel like that. The Ziggy thing is just like, okay, I can kind of believe that, especially because we kept having those flash forward. Like, even that, I'm just kind of like, okay, I can kind of buy it. I mean, it's contrived and a little convoluted, but I can buy it well enough. In the infinite probabilities of the multiverse, I mean, something like the Ziggy's existence isn't as far-fetched as you might think. I've read a lot of comic books. I'm more willing to accept this bullshit than most other people. But Void's existence now just... But I just said it. In the infinite probabilities of a multiverse, anything could happen, but... This is the furthest reaches. End of the galaxy. Hitting the source wall, DC Comics if you know that, or shoot, white space in Marvel Comics, whatever analogy, sci-fi mumbo jumbo you gotta use, the farthest reaches beyond the farthest reaches of a possibility. That's what this is. The possibility is so minute that it is impossible to conceive. And yet we have a conception here. I swear. Mashima, if you can make this work, good on you, man. Good on you. If you can make me buy this. I mean, I can't guarantee other people will buy this. I can literally hear the legions of people chanting, bull, 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 in the distance. But, I mean, I'm willing to give it a chance. But it damn well better be a good explanation. Because what you're giving me right now just makes me go, nah, you're full of it. But it makes for good drama. I won't deny that. Okay, I've rambled enough. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Oh, baby, let me know your thoughts. Just, if there was... I feel like I've said this plenty of times throughout this series, but if there was ever a chapter that I want to hear what people think, this is it. Like, this is the chapter. This is the chapter to just let me know what you're thinking, because my God. Oh my God. Ooh, my brain. It I gotta stitch my brain back together because thinking about this hurts. I can feel my brain slowly setting on fire. Just wow. Ooh, baby. Oof. Like, comment, subscribe. Thanks for watching. Duuz-Diz-Din, whoever you are, love you. Bye-bye. See, this now makes me realize that somewhere out there, Eden Zero hentai is canon.